Mia loved the smell of old books. The scent was a comforting embrace, a reminder of countless hours spent lost in stories. The scent of aged paper and ink always calmed her, transporting her to different worlds and times. Oakridge bookstore, with its towering shelves and soft lighting, was her sanctuary. It was a place where she could escape the chaos of the outside world.
It was more than a bookstore. It was a treasure trove of forgotten stories, a haven for those who sought solace in words. Mia, in her early 20s, was a curious soul. Her inquisitive nature led her to explore every nook and cranny of the bookstore. She was drawn to the unusual, the unexplained, always seeking something that would ignite her imagination. Yet she kept a safe distance from anything remotely mystical, wary of the unknown.
Tonight, Mia wasn't searching for anything specific. She wandered aimlessly, letting the books guide her. She let her fingers trail along the spines, each one a whisper of a forgotten life, a story waiting to be discovered.
A worn, leather-bound journal tucked away on a bottom shelf caught her eye. It seemed to call out to her. It was unlike any she'd seen before, standing out amidst the other books with an air of mystery. The leather was dark, almost black, and strangely cold to the touch, sending a shiver down her spine.
Mia, hesitant at first, pulled the journal free. She felt a strange connection to it. Its pages whispered as they parted. They were blank, empty, yet they seemed to hold a promise. Yet Mia felt an undeniable pull toward the book. It was as if it was waiting for her to fill its pages. A feeling that this journal, devoid of words, held a story meant only for her. A story that she was destined to write.
Back in her cluttered apartment, Mia examined the journal, her fingers tracing the edges of the worn cover. Its cover was bare, with no title, no author's name, no hint of what lay inside. It was as if it had been waiting patiently for her to discover its secrets.
She traced the smooth leather, its coolness sending shivers down her spine, a strange sense of anticipation building within her. Opening it once more, she was met with the same emptiness. Disappointment pricked at her, mingling with confusion.
Had she been wrong about the journal? Was it just an old, empty book, devoid of meaning? Was it just an old, empty book, a relic of someone else's past?
She almost dismissed it, almost placed it back on the shelf with her other forgotten finds. But something stopped her, a whisper of intuition. A feeling deep in her gut told her to keep it, to hold on to it a little longer.
That night, Mia dreamt of swirling ink and cryptic symbols dancing across her mind's eye. The dream felt real, tangible, as if she could reach out and touch the symbols. When she woke, the journal lay open on her bedside table as if it had been waiting for her. The once blank pages were now filled with elegant flowing script, each word meticulously crafted. The ink shimmered as if still wet, glistening under the morning light.
Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through Mia's curiosity, making her heart race. The words were unsettlingly familiar, like a forgotten memory resurfacing, echoing in her mind. They spoke of her life, her dreams, her deepest fears, things she had never shared with anyone. It was her story, but written by an unknown hand, a hand that seemed to know her better than she knew herself.
The journal had a life of its own, as if it breathed with the whispers of forgotten secrets. Each morning, Mia would wake to find a new entry, written in an elegant yet eerie script. Each entry, a chillingly accurate prediction of her day, left her both fascinated and terrified. At first it was small things, seemingly insignificant details that could be easily dismissed. A chance encounter with a friend, an unexpected downpour. These were coincidences, or so she thought.
Then the entries grew bolder, more specific and undeniably accurate. One entry read, "The blue scarf, a gift, a lie." The words echoed in her mind. Later that day, a colleague gifted her a beautiful blue scarf, praising its intricate design just as the journal had foretold.
Later that evening, Mia discovered the scarf was stolen, a cheap imitation passed off as genuine. The journal had warned her. The journal was always right, its predictions hauntingly precise, and it was always ominous, casting a shadow over her every move.
Mia's initial skepticism crumbled, replaced by a growing sense of dread and inevitability. The journal was no ordinary diary. It was a conduit of fate, a harbinger of events yet to unfold. Its words held a strange power over her life, dictating her actions and reactions. It was as if the journal was shaping her reality, bending it to its will, leaving her powerless to resist.
She became obsessed, reading and rereading the entries, trying to decipher their hidden meanings. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. The journal became her constant companion, her confidant, her tormentor and her guide. The entries, once a source of fear, became a twisted comfort, a perverse reassurance of her own existence. A perverse reassurance that she wasn't alone in her fear, that the journal was always there, watching, waiting and whispering. The journal's predictions began to consume Mia's life, its words whispered in her ear, casting a dark shadow over everything she did. She became withdrawn, isolating herself from friends and family. Her life, once filled with promise and ambition, began to unravel.
One entry warned of a betrayal. The words etched themselves into her mind, poisoning her thoughts. She became suspicious of everyone, even those closest to her.
She pushed away her best friend, accusing her of harboring secret resentments. Her once thriving relationships crumbled under the weight of her paranoia.
The journal had promised knowledge, but at what cost? It offered glimpses into the future, but those glimpses were tinged with darkness, warping her perception of reality.
The journal was a curse, disguised as a gift. As Mia's world shrank, the journal's presence grew stronger. Its pages seemed to pulse with a dark energy. It was as if the journal fed on her fear, her despair, growing more powerful with each passing day. What would you do if you found a journal that predicted your future? Would you embrace its knowledge or fear its power? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing tales. Thank you for watching.